When it comes to Portuguese nationality, it often feels like you're taking one step forward, two steps back. For Indians, Portuguese citizenship is a treasure, it's a generational wealth. But what many overlook is that you're not running this race alone. Sure, there are plenty of genuine candidates, but there are just as many trying to snatch away what rightfully belongs to you. So if you feel you deserve this opportunity to have your Portuguese nationality, make sure to watch this video till the end. We as always will be diving with a real case study, and in this one I'll be revealing how one of my clients got scammed by a Portuguese passport agent during his birth verification process, just like I was during mine. We also go to answer some burning questions. Why are Goans born outside Goa now forced to opt for a manual birth verification process? And how did Rakesh Kumar manage to complete his birth verification in just a few months after being stuck in the process since 2021. But first, let's rewind a bit and start from the point when this facility began to be misused by some individuals. In India, it's not unusual for people to pay money to get things legalized, and unfortunately, the Portuguese citizenship process was also affected by this long-standing corruption. In fact, people continue this practice, damaging the reputation of Indians in most European countries. A Daily Mail article from January 24, 2016 highlighted how many Indians were able to settle in the UK through the Goan route using the Portuguese citizenship. The key point here is that many of them knew they couldn't get the citizenship by legitimate means, or perhaps their agents and lawyers just misled them, framing them as guilty. In fact, in one particular case, non-computerized birth and marriage records were used to create fake documents, allowing around 3,000 Indians to enter the UK by exploiting this immigration loophole. Now, before we go any further, let me introduce myself to you. I am Jason Machado, the founder of TIC Global. And what do we do at TIC Global? Well, we tackle all the boring and difficult stuff for you, like picking up your birth or marriage records, or navigating through the tricky paperwork for your verification process, or even submitting your file in Portugal. I'm proud to say that we are one of the few consultancies in India who specializes in birth verification processes after liberation, especially the ones that are from Mumbai. So no matter what your story is, we've got you covered. With a 99% success rate, we believe that at any point in time, if you're stuck in this maze of Portuguese nationality and passports, we can surely rescue you. So now let's get back to the story. Now, getting into the birth verification process has become a very common practice in Mumbai. This process is quite difficult and many people are unaware of how it actually works. So if you were born after Goa's liberation, that's after 1961, outside Goa, there is an additional step you now have to go through in order for you to obtain your Portuguese nationality. The Portuguese government will need to send your birth certificate to either the consulate in Goa or the Delhi embassy for verification. For example, if you're from Maharashtra, your document will go to the Goa consulate. If you're from Gujarat, they go to the embassy in Delhi. The Delhi embassy oversees all of India with the exception of Goa, Maharashtra, and the Union territories of Daman, Diu, Dadra, and Nagar Haveli. So here's how the process works. So if you were born outside Goa, the authorities in Portugal will send your birth records to either the embassy or the consulate, which then will forward it to the sub-register or the municipality office in your region. Since the verification process is not automatic, at this point, it's important that your agent contacts the embassy or the consulate and request when your verification was sent to the sub-register office or the municipality and pass that information to the client, in this case you of course. You then need to physically visit the office in person to verify your birth record. Again, in some instances, this process is done automatically by the office, but in most cases, it just sits there. Like for example, in my case, it sat there at the BMC office for almost 4 years. Right, so once you verified your birth, give the reference number and the details to your agent, who should then pass this information back to the embassy or the consulate, who in turn will confirm with the authorities in Portugal that your birth has been successfully verified. Now that's the process. So throughout the process, it's very important that your agent stays in constant communication with both you and the Portuguese authorities to keep things moving smoothly. At TIC Global, about 60% of our cases are birth verification cases from Mumbai because many agents are not aware of the process. Initially, especially in Mumbai, the BMC used an online portal for the birth verification. But due to fraudulent activities, the Portuguese authorities switched to a manual process. This makes it critical to complete the verification process correctly, because if not done properly, your case won't move forward and you will not be able to obtain your Portuguese nationality. So it's essential to have an agent like TIC Global who knows this process in and out. Right, so now it's story time, where I will introduce you to a more recent birth verification case study. So around early Feb, I did a consultation call with Rakesh Kumar, a resident from Daman. Rakesh had already started his verification case with another agent, but was stuck in the process since 2021. He had already completed his registration for his mother's birth and marriage, obtaining her assento de nacimiento and assento de casamento. However, his own birth verification process was stalled because his agent just had no clue what to do or how to move forward. So during the call, I explained to Rakesh that the agent needs to contact the consulate since he is from Daman. Once the agent reaches out, he or she would then need to request for the date the file was sent for verification to the sub-register office in Daman. Once the date was assigned, Rakesh would then need to go to Daman to the sub-register office to physically verify his birth. So after the municipality verifies it, they then pass on the information to the Portuguese consulate, who in turn will then send it to the authorities in Portugal. However, the only issue here is that his previous agent had no idea about this or how it actually worked. So after our call, Rakesh approached us again a few weeks later, asking us to take over his entire case. This time, not only did he want us to proceed with his case, but he also wanted us to initiate the process for his sister, whose case was as similar as his. The twist here was Rakesh was from Daman, but his sister was from Surat, which is in Gujarat. So for his sister's case, we had to involve the Delhi embassy because Surat falls under their jurisdiction, whereas the Goa consulate is the one that handled Rakesh's case. So we fired off 2 emails, one to the consulate in Goa requesting for the verification details for Rakesh, and the other to the embassy in Delhi requesting for the verification details of his sister. So once we received this information, his sister then visited the office in Gujarat and requested the municipality to verify her documents. The verification was done successfully, thus completing her process. Next, we focus on Rakesh's case, following the same steps, requesting for his birth verification to the Portuguese consulate in Goa. However, there was a small hiccup in Rakesh's case. The Portuguese consulate sent the information to the sub-register office in Daman, asking the office to verify the document, but for some reason the office in Daman did not either receive the document or couldn't find the document, leading them to ask Rakesh to restart the entire process. So Rakesh then came back to us explaining that when he went there, his records were not found and he was asked to restart the process. So we again got in touch with the Goa consulate and we asked them to resend the documents to the office in Daman. The information was sent over there, and luckily this time when Rakesh went to verify his birth, they found his details. So once the details were verified, the sub-register office sent the file back to the Goa consulate, which then successfully verified his birth with the authorities in Portugal. And voila, that's how it's done. In just a few months, Rakesh Kumar and his sister successfully completed their birth verification process, a process that had been stuck since 2021. In case you or someone you know is facing a similar issue with a birth verification case, you can book a free one-on-one consultation with my team where we'll answer all your questions. If you have any other questions, please leave a comment below and I would be happy to answer your questions. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.